Hello. Just wanted to come and talk today about the situation with Monique and her son. Um, Again, there's been a lot of videos on it, a lot of conversation. Monique's initial interview on Club Shay Shay, then her and Daddy's subsequent response, and her son's response. A lot of back and forth. To me, and again, this is all my opinion, allegedly, I just think it's a really sad commentary, and one that's being played out in social media for the world to see. I guess I come from an era where, we were taught whatever happens in the family stays in the family, it stays indoors. We don't spill our business out in public because there's so many sides to it. There's so many underlying issues. Typically, when you do things on social media, there's sound bites for sensationalism. There's misinterpretations. People will put their own spin on it. Depends on who's giving their opinion on it. So I just think it's really sad. I'd like to think that at some point, Monique and her oldest son, excuse me, can make, some type of conciliation, perhaps, enter into therapy, either individually or collectively, because at the end of the day, they're still family. They will always be family. And I know there's some relationships with family members that, for our own protection, we have to have boundaries. I totally understand that. Boundaries. But I always think it's sad when mothers and children do not get along, because at the end of the day, sometimes family is all we have. Whether you're married, you have a spouse, you're divorced. At the end of the day, if things happen the way, in my opinion, they should, parents will predecease their children. When children die before their parents, then, that's always a tragedy to me, because that's, in my opinion, not how the nature of life should be. And so, nonetheless, I just think that, and I hope that they will go get therapy. I know there's been a lot of talk about, Monique and her delivery and how she handles situations. Again, not, condemning her, because her experiences are her experiences. We all have our experiences from childhood. We all have our experiences as adults. We all have our experiences as parents. And each situation is situational. There's no cookie cutter. There is no blueprint to being a parent. There's no handbook. So parents do the best they can. My opinion is that for most people on this planet, they can always say what their parents didn't do, or, things that they could have done better. They're not perfect. They're individuals. We're all individuals. I just think that as a parent, again, this is my opinion, when you are aware that there are things that have hurt your children, because again, that was a choice that you made as a parent. It's not the children. The children didn't ask to be born. It's the parents that made that decision. So you are put in a higher esteem. There's, in my opinion, there is a greater responsibility that's placed on parents to make it right with their children. Sometimes it's impossible to do, but in my opinion, you should make every effort to do so without interference from third parties. And, her husband has been very vocal. He's been her advocate, her spokesperson, and that's great from a business perspective. He's her manager. So, of course, from the business side, but from the personal issue related to her son, again, this is my opinion, I think that needs to be handled behind closed doors without intervention from a third party. And also, maybe a trusted family member. I know Monique, again, according to her words, according to previous interviews, there's been some strife within her immediate family members, going all the way back to her interview on Oprah's show and all that back history. But regarding now that her son has come out, I didn't know who her oldest son was, but according to what's been reported recently, the interviews, the back and forth, I think it's time to end it, publicly. Again, if I were Monique's sister, because she and I are probably in the same age range, I would say to her, let's not do this back and forth. It doesn't look good on you. You're really, at a point where you're trying to rebuild your reputation in the industry. Everybody's watching this, business leaders, investors, people that, have the ability to provide you with future opportunities. This does not look good. This does not look good. I would just say, again, because of my HR background, I would also say it doesn't look good for future employers. When you're in the entertainment industry, it's not viewed as a traditional, you're 9 to 5, but anyone that hires you, that pays you, even if as a 1099 independent contractor, that's still an employer. So from an HR perspective, I would tell Monique, take this offline. Even if she decides not to reconcile with her son, no more social media interviews, because guess what? Anything that's put on the internet is forever. So anyone that wants to know, her last projects, they want to, check her out, look at her Instagram, look at, just type in her name, Google. It pops up about this dispute with her son publicly. It does not look good. It will have an effect. I don't know to what degree, but it will affect her future opportunities because it doesn't look good. Because as we all know, when it comes to reputation, when it comes to branding, companies look at that. If I hire you to do a project, how will this look to the brand that I have, my company's brand? How will my investors, which is how companies stay in business in many cases, how will my board of directors, sometimes the people that are in charge of businesses, how will they view this if I decide, if I go before my board, if I go before my investors? It's a money game. How will that affect our reputation if we decide to offer a contract to Monique? Again, I don't know her personally. I've enjoyed her work, especially when she had her own talk show, the movies that she's been in. To be honest, that Netflix special, it was too much vulgarity. And again, this is just my honest opinion from a woman's perspective, and I'm not a holy roller kind of person, but it was too vulgar. The things that she told to Tyler and Oprah, to da 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 da, you all know, you heard it, what she told them to do for her. I was like, that's just way too much. That was like way too much. We didn't need to hear that. That was her opportunity to shine. Again, these are all my opinion, allegedly my opinion. That Netflix opportunity, again, they have investors too. They have a board of directors. It's a corporation that they put themselves on the line, whoever the CEO or whomever made the decision to give her that Netflix special. In my opinion, I didn't enjoy it. I watched a couple minutes and I had to turn it off. It was too much cursing. Again, I'm not a holy roller, but it was too vulgar for me. I don't like that style of comedy, because you can be funny without being vulgar, even if you curse, but not every other word is a curse word. It's a very vulgar word. Again, I'm a woman. That is a big turnoff for me, to hear women speak in that derogatory, that vulgar, because we are always asking for people to respect us. But when we go and disrespect other people, that's hypocrisy. So again, don't want this to be too long, but my advice to Monique, take it offline. Again, I'm coming from a workplace, an employer, an investor, a business partner. It doesn't look good. Make your peace, whether it's with your son or not with your son. I hope it is with your son, because there's a lot of pain there, probably on both sides. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs. There's probably, obviously a lot of history there, but go get professional help. Take it offline. As I mentioned, just remember, there are investors that are looking at this. There are companies that are looking at this are, potential business partners. It does not look good. It does not look good at all. So those are my thoughts on the whole Monique and her son. And it pains me that they are airing out their laundry so publicly. That would be my advice. And again, her husband is her manager. He's her spokesperson. He's her partner. He's her advocate. I understand that. But again, this is personal. This is not business. So my advice again, Monique, as a, fellow sister, take it offline. Handle it appropriately. Think about how it affects your son, his potential, opportunities, because it's a ripple effect. Not just you, it affects him and his family as well. If he had a job opportunity, they're going to see how this rift between he and his mother. So think about your son, if nothing else. So again, it just pains me, but I just want to give my thoughts on it, because I don't like to see these things played out publicly on social media. Until the next time, take care.